People ask me all the time, they say, Joe, what's your favorite game? And you know what I tell them? I'll tell you what I tell them. I tell them Fallout 3. I've spent so many hours in that game and nothing else compares to it in my mind. Now Fallout 4 though is easily one of the most anticipated games coming out in the near future, and everyone's wondering where's it going to take place. Now after my vacation in the Capital Wasteland and after I took a trip to New Vegas, I thought to myself, where's the next one going to be? And I thought long and hard about this, and I think I finally figured it out. First though, let's take a look back at where all the other ones took place. So Fallout 1 took place in Southern California, followed by Fallout 2 in Northern California, Fallout 3 Washington DC, and Fallout New Vegas, Hawaii. No, just kidding, Las Vegas. Now to keep things focused, I did leave out Fallout Tactics and Brotherhood of Steel. These games aren't considered in the Fallout timeline, so we're just gonna ignore this for now. Now you guys might remember a couple Fallout expansions that took us to Alaska, Pittsburgh, and to space, but other than those, the large majority of the games have taken place on the West Coast and East Coast. But that really begs the question, since they're so concentrated, should we split it up and take it somewhere else? So there's a pretty big world out there with lots of choices, but to find the right place, we're gonna need to eliminate the wrong ones. Sorry South America, jungles won't cut it. Same goes with deserts. Australia, just one big desert. And Asia. Well, Asia might work, but the Fallout series really consists of massively Western ideas, music, and other ideas, so I'm thinking it's either North America or Europe. Now that being said, my favorite part of the Fallout games is the satire that it plays on the American dream. I just don't think the game would be the same without it, so I'm thinking, in this case, and in my personal opinion, I believe it's gonna have to stay in the United States. London would be a nice place, but I don't think I could handle an entire game full of Wadsworth robots. So America it is. So I've narrowed down 5 choices that I think might be a possibility of where the next game can take place. So first up on the list is Boston, one of the most American cities there are. Now at this point in time, there is a lot of evidence for Boston being the site of the next game. The Survivor 2299 website that might be a teaser, might be a hoax, points to it being the next choice. Boston does fit well into the storyline. It's a very patriotic city, there's tons of history there, and it might be a pretty good choice. Since the East Coast is so compacted, it'd make it possible to have multiple states in this one area, which would allow for a lot of diversity to be pretty cool. There are already people drawing up concept maps of what the game could look like, and it looks like a pretty logical choice. Personally though, I would like to see it step away from Washington DC and all the history, kind of like New Vegas did, and I would like to see it go in a completely different direction. So that brings us to number 2, Miami. The whole environment would just be so much different from any other Fallout game. You could go climb a palm tree, go to Miami Beach, go find LeBron James 37 championship rings, and just spend the whole day wearing all white. Yes, Miami would be a fantastic place to spend the day, but would you really want to spend a whole game there? So let's say you wanted to avoid the Miami sun, so you go somewhere else. Where's that going to be? You could go any place in the United States. You're going to go to the Midwest, my friend. Now up here, there's only 2 cities, and one of them is already in ruins, so we're going to have to go with the other one. Chicago would be a great place for Fallout 4 to take place in. The tall skyscrapers would be a great change of pace from the flat, barren Capital Wasteland of Fallout 3, and the whole city kind of screams, hey, a game could take place here. Spend your leisurely time in the suburbs doing, I don't know, flying a kite, then go into the city at night and kill people. Chicago in my mind would just have the diversity I think Fallout needs. But then on the other hand, I don't see Chicago having really any recognizable landmarks. Fallout 3 had the Capitol Building, Washington Monument, Megaton, that's just to name a few. The only thing I can really name in Chicago is the Sears Tower, and that's just some giant building that I know of. And the only reason I know that is because I drove past it once going to Wisconsin. So in that regard, I'm thinking Fallout's gonna need some recognizable landmarks. But let's just say, for example, what if we didn't? What if we went the opposite route and went out to the plains? It's less about the city, more about the wild, more about the survival. Now, if we went this route, it would allow for multiple towns to be actual near size. Tend to the crops, play your banjo, hunt the yaguai. It'd be a great day, and it'd be a great place for a game. But let's be honest, we don't really want that. We want to be in a city somewhere. We want to go into buildings, find shit, and just kill things, right? So let's go back to the West Coast then. Let's go to San Francisco. Now for those of you relatively new to this series, San Francisco actually was in Fallout 2. So in Fallout 4 we could return and follow the story that we left behind. San Francisco has tons of unique culture, it has a bunch of world-known landmarks, and it'd be a fascinating place because there's so much diversity there. Go across the Golden Gate Bridge into the Redwood Forest. Swim across the water and go to Alcatraz. Go up and down the hills in a trolley car to go see the hippies. Yes, San Francisco would fit very easily back into the Fallout universe. And to me, it might seem like the best choice. So those were 5 good suggestions in my opinion. But which one should it be? And what city should we return as a lone wanderer and continue our adventure? Well, the winner is... Wait a second, let's go back and just think one more time about all those choices. We have the historical Boston, the colorful Miami, the skyscrapers of Chicago, the plains, and the golden San Francisco. So, wait a second, what if we could actually have all of them? Well, wait, before you leave soul-crushing comments down below about my mother, hear me out. Let's take a look at Skyrim Online. Look what they did. They united all of Tamriel into one world. Now, at least for the past 2 games, Fallout's been defined by its free roam and open world map where you can walk from one end to the other. But in my opinion, it's almost been confined by this. No, not by the freedom, but by the fact that it's just one area, one little area, and the expansion packs added on to that. But now what if they could do that, but instead made this one massive world? It's hard to be fully immersed into a world when you can walk from one end to the other end in less than 10 minutes. Now, I'm not saying they should make a one-to-one replica of the United States, but what if that walk across the map took an hour? Every time you set out, you could see something new. You could go in a different direction, find someone new, do another quest. It'd really be pretty interesting when you think about it. Now, fast travel would have to be a must, but with the time period that I have it in after Fallout 3, the vertibirds and whatnot, that would make it for you to be able to travel pretty fast. Like I said, in my opinion, Fallout's the best open world game, and I think if they did this, if they just made this massive world full of things to do and full of things to see, I think it'd really put it over the top. In a few months, weeks, or at the rate it's been going lately, days, we will know where the next Fallout game will take place. If you already know where it is and you're watching this afterwards, well, congratulations, you figured it out. If it's in the future and you've already played the game, well, you're freaking lucky to be in the future. Now, if you guys think the next Fallout game should be one giant open world with multiple cities, let me know in the comments. But if you think it should just be one city, also let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. One thing is for sure though, whenever this game's come out, I'm going to be posting tons of stuff about it. So give me a like if you want to subscribe. And other than that, guys, thanks for watching. See ya.